Welcome back to the Smart Garden YouTube channel. Today we're diving deep into one of the most rewarding crops you can grow at home, potatoes. These versatile tubers aren't just a staple food, they're also incredibly satisfying to cultivate. Whether you're working with acres of land or just a few containers on your patio, these 7 expert tips will help you achieve an abundant potato harvest that will have you wondering why you ever bought store-bought spuds. Tip 1. Choose the right varieties for your climate and space. Success with potatoes begins with selecting varieties that thrive in your specific growing conditions. For cooler regions with shorter growing seasons, early varieties like Yukon Gold or Red Norland offer quicker harvests in just 70 to 90 days. If you're blessed with a longer growing season, consider indulging in fingerlings or heirloom varieties such as Purple Majesty or Russet Burbank, which need 110 to 135 days to mature, but reward your patience with exceptional flavor. Container gardeners should prioritize compact varieties like Charlotte or Vivaldi that perform well in confined spaces. Remember that certified seed potatoes from reputable suppliers give you the best start by ensuring disease-free plants. Grocery store potatoes often contain growth inhibitors and may introduce diseases to your garden. Tip 2. Master the art of pre-sprouting. Give your potato crop a significant head start by pre-sprouting, also called chitting, your seed potatoes before planting. Simply place your seed potatoes in a single layer in egg cartons or shallow trays, with the end containing the most eyes facing upward. Position them somewhere cool, around 50 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit, but bright, avoiding direct sunlight. After 1 to 2 weeks, you'll notice sturdy, short green shoots forming. These pre-sprouted potatoes will establish themselves faster when planted, potentially adding weeks of growing time to your season. For larger seed potatoes, those bigger than an egg, consider cutting them into pieces with at least 2 eyes per section, then allowing the cut surfaces to callus for 24 hours before planting to prevent rot. Tip 3. Create the perfect growing environment. Potatoes thrive in loose, well-draining soil with a slightly acidic pH between 5.8 and 6.5. The looser your soil, the easier it is for potatoes to form and expand. Before planting, incorporate generous amounts of compost to improve soil structure and provide slow-release nutrients. Avoid fresh manure, which can cause scab disease. Plant your seed potatoes when soil temperatures consistently reach at least 50 degrees Fahrenheit, placing them 4 to 6 inches deep and 12 to 15 inches apart in rows, spaced 2 to 3 feet apart. For container growing, use deep containers, at least 15 inches, filled with high-quality potting mix enriched with compost. Tip 4. Perfect your hilling technique. Hilling, the practice of mounding soil around growing potato plants, is perhaps the most important technique for maximizing your harvest. When your potato plants reach about 8 inches tall, gently mound several inches of soil around the stems, leaving just the top few leaves exposed. Repeat this process every couple of weeks as the plants grow taller. Each time you hill, new potatoes will form along the buried portion of the stem, dramatically increasing your yield. If you're short on soil, alternatives like straw, compost, shredded leaves, or even grass clippings work wonderfully. The hilling process also prevents sunlight from reaching developing tubers, which turns them green and potentially toxic. Tip 5. Implement a strategic watering regimen. Consistent moisture is crucial for potato development, but overwatering leads to rot and disease. Aim for about 1 to 2 inches of water weekly, adjusting based on rainfall and temperature. Rather than frequent light watering, provide deep, thorough irrigation that reaches the entire root zone. Particularly focus on consistent watering during flowering and shortly after, as this is when tubers are actively forming. Reduce watering once the foliage begins to yellow, typically 2 to 3 weeks before harvest. This slight water stress helps trigger the skins to toughen, improving storage quality. Drip irrigation or soaker hoses work exceptionally well for potatoes by delivering water directly to the soil while keeping foliage dry, significantly reducing disease pressure. Tip 6. Navigate pest and disease challenges proactively. Colorado potato beetles and aphids rank among the most common potato pests. Implement regular scouting and manually remove beetles and larvae when populations are small. Floating row covers in the early season can prevent initial infestations. For disease prevention, practice crop rotation by avoiding planting potatoes in the same location for at least 3 years. This breaks disease cycles in the soil, particularly for devastating problems like late blight. If late blight does appear, identified by dark, water-soaked spots on leaves that quickly blacken, remove affected plants immediately to prevent spread. Maintaining good air circulation through proper spacing and avoiding overhead irrigation further reduces disease pressure. Tip 7. Harvest and store for maximum quality and longevity. Timing your harvest correctly makes all the difference in potato quality and storage life. For new potatoes, begin harvesting when plants are still flowering by gently reaching under plants to remove the largest tubers. For storage potatoes, wait until the foliage has completely died back naturally, or cut it at soil level, and wait 2 weeks before harvesting. This allows skins to mature fully, making them less susceptible to damage. Harvest during dry weather using a garden fork inserted about a foot away from the plant, then gently lift to avoid piercing tubers. After harvesting, cure your potatoes in a cool, dark place with good air circulation for 1 to 2 weeks. For long-term storage, maintain temperatures between 40 and 45 degrees Fahrenheit with high humidity and darkness to prevent sprouting and preserve quality for up to 6 months. Thank you for joining us for another Smart Garden Guide. If you found these potato growing tips helpful, please hit that subscribe button and share this video with fellow gardening enthusiasts. Drop a comment below with your own potato growing experiences or questions. We love hearing from our community. Until next time, happy gardening and may your potato harvest be plentiful.